You know, you hear it all the time, these wild headlines coming out of China about building skyscrapers in a matter of days, or quantum computers that just boggle the mind. Honestly, a lot of it sounds like it's pulled straight from science fiction. But you have to wonder, right? Behind all that hype, what's really going on? Well, today we're going to try to separate fact from fiction. We're digging into the reality of China's tech revolution.
And it really does start with headlines just like this one. You see a phrase like explosive breakthrough in quantum computing. I mean, that's not just reporting the news. That is a statement. It's language that's designed to signal a colossal leap forward.
And it doesn't stop there, not by a long shot. The very same breakthrough supposedly runs a quadrillion times faster than its rivals. I mean, can you even picture that number? It's so big, it's hard to wrap your head around. But the message? Oh, the message is crystal clear. We're here to dominate the supercomputing race. Then you see that same insane speed, but in the physical world. A 26-story building completely assembled in just 5 days. So this isn't just about faster computers anymore. It's about fundamentally changing the pace of progress itself.
So, you just have to ask, right? You've got quadrillion speed chips on one hand and skyscrapers built in less than a week on the other. Are these genuine signs of an unstoppable tech superpower? Or is this just a masterclass in generating hype? That is the core question we're going to explore.
Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we really need to look under the hood. None of these claims are happening in a vacuum. There is a colossal engine of money, strategy, and just raw national ambition that's powering this whole thing.
And let me tell you, that engine runs on staggering amounts of money. Back in 2019 alone, China poured over $500 billion into R&D. To put that in perspective, that's nearly a quarter of the entire world's research spending. It's an investment so huge it rivals the GDP of some countries.
And you can see exactly where that money is going. Because it's not just about spending, it's about getting results. Chinese scientists are now publishing the vast majority of the world's most influential, high-impact papers in these really foundational fields like material science and engineering. They're literally leading the basic research that paves the way for all future tech. So here's the crucial point. It's how this funding is directed. A lot of it flows through these things called government guidance funds. Just think of them as massive, state-directed investment pools. We're talking over $1.5 trillion that strategically funnel money into the highest priority sectors, like AI and semiconductors.
And this right here, this is the national blueprint. The country's official 5-year plan lays out the ambition with total clarity. They are targeting everything, from exploring the moon to supercomputing to AI and biotech. They're making sure all that funding and research is absolutely laser-focused on these specific strategic goals.
Okay, so all that investment and all that planning is one thing, but what is it actually producing? What's really coming out of this? Let's take a look at the tangible breakthroughs that are starting to emerge from this massive innovation engine.
You know, when you lay it out on a timeline, you see this really clear pattern of acceleration. It goes from this foundational agricultural work back in the 60s, which was huge, to pioneering quantum communication from space in 2016. But now, just in the last couple of years, we're seeing these claims of quantum supremacy and those incredible construction feats. The pace is picking up dramatically.
And these aren't just abstract achievements in a lab. Take this for example. A scientist named Mengran Du, using a state-of-the-art submersible, discovered an entire ecosystem in one of the deepest parts of the ocean. And get this, it's thriving without any sunlight. That's a fundamental shift in how we understand life on Earth, and it was only possible because of this brand new technology.
And this progress isn't just happening in the deep-sea trenches, it is incredibly broad. I mean, you see it in the super apps that have basically created a cashless society for over 1 billion people. You see it in the deep tech push to build their own advanced chip-making machines. And of course, you see it in commercial products like DJI drones, which have just completely taken over the global market.
But the story just isn't that simple. Because for every one of these incredible claims, there are some really serious questions and critiques. And this brings us to the central debate. Is this a story of quantity over quality?
This quote here from analyst Noah Smith, it really captures the core of the skepticism. He basically argues that despite this absolute flood of research and patents, the truly foundational discoveries, the kind that completely reshape industries and win Nobel Prizes, they're still startlingly rare.
And this creates a real paradox. I mean, on one hand, you can't argue with the numbers. More research papers, more patents, more tech hubs, it's all there. But on the other hand, critics argue that a lot of this is just incremental improvement, not revolutionary invention.
They'll point to a legacy of copying intellectual property, and even issues like citation rings, which is basically where researchers agree to cite each other's work just to artificially boost their impact scores.
And this skepticism, it isn't just coming from the analysts, it's out there in the public too. As one person commented online, is this another case of hype over substance? It's a question a lot of people are asking, and it reflects a pretty healthy doubt about whether the reality on the ground truly matches the rhetoric.
So, hype or not, why does any of this tech surge matter to the rest of the world? Well, because whether it's incremental or totally revolutionary, this progress is already having a massive, massive global impact.
The strategy seems to be multi-layered. First, you achieve technological independence by creating your own homegrown versions of critical tech, like those advanced chip-making machines. Then, you use your massive scale to go and dominate global markets. From there, you start exporting not just products, but entire technological standards and infrastructure. And the endgame? You reshape global supply chains and the entire balance of power.
And you know what? This strategy is already paying off in a big way. China isn't just some future competitor, it is already a dominant player. Chinese companies now control an estimated 70% of the consumer drone market, 40% of the entire EV market, and half of the new and emerging market for foldable phones. So this leaves us with a final, really crucial question. How should we actually measure innovation? Is it all about speed and scale, making rapid improvements that impact billions of people's lives? Or is it about those rare, singular, world-changing breakthroughs that completely alter our understanding of the universe? China's technological rise is forcing all of us to confront that very question. And honestly, the answer is going to define the world for decades to come.